morning. Lesson 4-5. This one could kind of be a long one. We'll see. But in the world of coordinate plane, you have two number lines. A horizontal number line, that is x, and a vertical number line, that is y. X is always horizontal, y is always vertical. The first quadrant is where you have positive x and positive y coordinates. The second quadrant, you have negative x and positive y coordinates. Negative x would be along the x-axis. See how it goes -1, -2, etc.? That's in quadrant 2. Quadrant 3, you also have negative x, but then you have negative y because we're going below the 0. And then to get to quadrant 4, you need a positive x and a negative y. So whenever you have coordinates, you can predict which quadrant it will be in by looking at where the signs are. Okay. So the quadrants, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's a little table we can fill in to kind of help us with that. If you're in quadrant 1, you have a positive x, a positive y. If you're in quadrant 2, we have a negative x and a positive y. If we're in quadrant 3, negative x, negative y, and in quadrant 4, positive x, negative y. And if you're going to be on the x-axis, you need a positive x coordinate and a 0 in the y. You go up 0. To be on the y-axis, if you have 0 as your x, meaning you don't go either left or right, you could have a positive y. If you had a negative x this way and 0 for the y, what axis would we be on? Well, we'd be stuck on this one, the x-axis. And if we went over 0, but we were able to go down, we would be on the y-axis. That's going to become valuable later in your math life. All right, identify the quadrant. Identify the quadrant in which the point -3/4 and positive 1/2 is located. Well, first, it's a negative x, so this way, and a positive y. Boom. What quadrant? 2. And we talk about quadrants, we use Roman numerals. They want a negative x and a negative y. Negative x, negative y puts us in quadrant 3. Not so hard, right? That's pretty good. Identify which axis it's on. So we're going to go over 0 and up 2/5. That looks like we're on the y-axis. We went over nothing. All right. And if in this one, you go over 2.5 or 0.25, excuse me, over just a little bit, but you can't go up or down, you're stuck on the x-axis. Again, rewind that if you are kind of struggling with that a little bit. Let's zoom in just a pinch. Okay, so we're going to identify the ordered pairs. Remember, ordered pairs are parenthesis, whatever your x-coordinate is, comma, your y-coordinate, close parenthesis. Okay, so we first do our x. So we're left of 0, so we're going to be a negative. -1, 2, 3. Negative 3x. And our positive y, 1, 2, 3, 4. So over -3, up 4. Boy, they took a lot of words to say that. Okay, let's try one over here. Identify the ordered pair, okay? Identify the ordered pair that names D. So first find D. A, C, B, D. There it is. D. Our X. Over 1, over 2. Oh, it's halfway between. That must be 1.5 or 1 and 1/2. And then down. That's a negative. Down 1. And looks like we're right. Okay, let's try this one. Identify the ordered pair that names B. Okay, B. What's my X for B? Here's B. Negative because we're going to go left of 0, 1, not 2, but right between. Negative 1.5, and how far down? 1. Down means negative 1. Identify the point graphed at negative 2, 4. Okay. So we start here at the axis, the origin. We first go negative 2. 1, 2, negative. Oh gosh, we've got 2 points on the negative 2. But this is a positive 4, so that means up. P. Okay, let's try this one. What point is at negative 2? Negative 2 up, because it's positive, up a half. R. Let's try this one. What point is at positive half, down 2, because negative 2 means down. 1, 2. Oh, it's S. Okay, and if we're going to graph the ordered pairs, that's where we get to put a dot in the coordinate plane. I think that's more fun. Graph negative 4, 3 for point A. So we'll put a dot and an A. So first our x is negative 4. Start at your origin, go left 4. Okay, and then we need to go up 3. These are going up 3, 1, 2, 3. Where these meet, point A. And we would like to label it A. And let's practice that a little bit. We're going to find n. N is negative 2.5, negative 1, negative 2, negative 2.5. I'm going to put my finger right there. And negative 3.5, so down 3.5. 1, 2, 3.5. See how that goes to 3.5? And that was labeled N. All right, let's try another one. Pause and try to do this one on your own, then come back and check. Okay, let's see how you did. M, over to the right because of positive x, 4.5. 4.5, and down 1. Down because of a negative 1. M, did you remember to label yours? Maybe. All right, let's try this one. This one looks kind of fun. The table shows the locations for several different places around town: a bank, the grocery store, the library, the post office. The grid shows a map of the town, and each square on the grid represents a city block. Yamina needs to go to the farmer's market, which is 6 blocks east. Oh boy, hold on. That's north, south, east, west. Okay. Yamina needs to go to the farmer's market, which is 6 blocks to the east and 2 blocks south of the post office. Where on the grid should we go? Well, first we got to find the post office. Post office, negative 1. Start at the origin, go to negative 1. There's the negative 1. Up 1.25. Up 1.25. Okay. Post office. Notice that 4 lines was actually a 1. Okay. 4 lines. Oh boy. But each one of these little lines is a block. Remember we read that? Each square on the grid is a block. So we've got to go 6 blocks east. And east is to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh boy. And 2 blocks south. South is down. 1, 2. That is where the farmer's market is. What are the coordinates for the farmer's market? Let's see. We have a positive x. Looks like x over 1/2. And a positive y. Oh, but it's between 1/2 and 1. That's right. 3/4. Okay, that should be enough information to get you going on the lesson. Good luck.